An unexpected connection. Flirting has never been Fiona's strong suit, but so what if she's too shy to approach women? She's content living a simple life, working at a local bookstore and helping her best friend, Mia, take care of her two energetic children. One evening, while sorting through her phone, Fiona receives a text from an unfamiliar number asking for help with sibling rivalry. The sender is someone named Maya, who is Fiona's complete opposite, confident, charismatic, and straight. Despite their differences, the accidental message sparks an unusual friendship. Soon, Maya, who proclaims herself the expert on sibling spats, finds herself enjoying Fiona's dry humor more than dealing with her own family drama. When they eventually meet at a nearby cafe, there's an undeniable spark. However, what Maya is feeling can't possibly be more than friendship, can it? It doesn't mean anything that she starts to realize how much she enjoys Fiona's company more than any of her past relationships. Or does it? Can a wrong number text lead to the right woman after all? It's an ordinary Saturday, and Fiona is at home, helping Mia's children, Jake and Lily, with their weekend projects when they suddenly notice Fiona checking her phone. A new message from an unknown number catches her eye. "Help," it starts. "My siblings are driving me crazy. Any advice on managing squabbles?" Fiona laughs quietly. Someone is reaching out to her for advice on family matters? She rolls her eyes. Was this an elaborate joke? A second text comes through. "What about this? My brother says I can't win because it's his turn." A photo accompanies the message, showing a bespectacled girl stuck in a messy living room, surrounded by toys and a glaring boy holding a game controller. Fiona chuckles to herself. It's like she's just stepped into the world of her niece and nephew. What's that? Jake peeks over from his drawing of a dragon, curious about Fiona's screen. Just a random text asking for help with some sibling drama, Fiona explains, tilting her phone for him to see. Lily, who had been playing quietly, sits up, her big eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Can we help?" Fiona smiles, enjoying their enthusiasm. "We can give it a try. How about we brainstorm some ideas together?" Jake shrugs. "Why not just let them solve it themselves? Because then it'll take forever, and they'll never get to play together again." Lily counters, her brow furrowing in thought. Fiona grins at their banter, feeling a swell of affection for the kids. "Well, let's see what kind of ideas we can offer. What's the best way to handle sibling rivalry?" As they toss around ideas, perhaps the classic compromise, or take turns, the conversation distracts Fiona for a while. She forgets about the unknown number and their sibling drama. Just then, another message chimes in on her phone. "Hello? Anyone out there?" Fiona quickly grabs her phone, her heart fluttering slightly. It feels odd being reminded that an unknown person is waiting for her. "Sorry, it looks like I've got a response from her," she says to the kids. "How about this? We tell her that sharing is key." As she types, her fingers hesitate. "You know," she muses aloud, "it's not just about lying down and letting the annoying sibling win. Sometimes you have to stand your ground, too." Jake nods excitedly. "Yeah. What if we say that they could turn a challenge into a game?" Fiona types out the suggestions, adding a personal touch, and remember that sometimes just talking it out helps, too. A burst of new messages appears on the screen almost immediately. "Wow, thank you so much. Sibling squabbles do drive me crazy, but these ideas might work. I really appreciate it, whoever you are." Fiona smiles and responds back with her name, letting Maya know she was happy to help. Moments pass as they await a reply, but when it finally comes, it catches Fiona off guard. "Do you, by any chance, have any other advice? It's been a rough week. Any funny stories to share that might help me feel better?" Fiona bursts into a laugh, catching the attention of her audience. "Okay, I've got a story about my two friends that will totally do the trick," she replies, recalling the time Mia's kids tried to bake cookies but ended up making a near disaster in the kitchen. Jake and Lily lean closer, eager to hear the tale, as Fiona shares the moments filled with laughter and chaos. After sharing a few more messages and stories, they reach the end of the conversation for the evening, and Fiona realizes she doesn't want this connection to end. Just remember, Fiona types one last message: it's important to bring a little humor into things. It can be the perfect remedy for sibling annoyance. As she settles back into the couch with Jake and Lily, her phone vibrates again. Thanks. By the way, you seem really cool. Can we keep chatting? I could use a friend. Fiona's heart flutters unexpectedly. She feels an instant warmth at Maya's openness. Of course, she texts back. I'm here whenever you need a good laugh or advice. With that, a new connection begins to blossom, leaving Fiona curious and excited about where this unexpected friendship might lead them both. Fiona settled back into the couch, her heart still fluttering from the unexpected warmth of Maya's words. She shared a glance with Jake and Lily, who were both now engrossed in their creative projects once again. As she engrossed herself in the phone, the playful spirit of the kids' antics filled the room, setting a perfect backdrop for this new connection. Over the next few days, Fiona and Maya continued to text, sharing advice, life stories, and plenty of laughter. Maya's messages were sprinkled with witty emojis that made Fiona smile, and every conversation felt as easy and natural as breathing. They even began to develop a routine where they checked in with one another after work or at the end of the day. Any sibling dramas today? Maya would often start their chats. Just the typical bickering over who gets first dibs on dessert, Fiona would reply. But they have a system now: rock, paper, scissors. As their conversations deepened, Fiona started to learn more about Maya's world. The two women were in completely different spheres. While Fiona cherished her quiet life at the bookstore, Maya worked as an event planner, thriving in social gatherings and high-energy environments. Yet, they found common ground in their shared love for creativity and laughter. One evening, Maya texted, "Hey, any interest in a spontaneous adventure? I could use a break from the everyday chaos." "What kind of adventure?" Fiona typed back, intrigued. "Totally spontaneous, but I was thinking, how about a trip to the local art exhibition? I hear there's an interactive section that's meant to be really fun. You're free this weekend, right?" Fiona's heart raced at the thought. She hesitated for a moment, nervous about stepping outside her comfort zone. "I am free, but do you really want to hang out with me in person?" "Absolutely." Maya shot back. "In fact, I could use a calming presence like yours amidst all the chaos I've been dealing with lately. Plus, I want to meet the brilliant mind behind all the sibling wisdom." Fiona felt a blush creep across her cheeks at Maya's words. "Okay, then. Count me in." As they coordinated plans, Fiona couldn't shake the butterflies in her stomach. She was going to meet Maya, an exhilarating thought. The closer Saturday approached, the more she found herself daydreaming about the possibilities. She settled on an outfit, something comfortable yet presentable. After all, she wanted to make a good impression. When the day finally arrived, Fiona felt a mix of nervousness and excitement as she approached the entrance of the art gallery. She spotted Maya right away, leaning against a colorful mural, her dark hair flowing with a casual elegance. There was an infectious energy about her, and Fiona couldn't help but feel drawn in. "Fiona, is that you?" Maya exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. Fiona stepped closer, offering a soft smile. "Hey. It's so nice to meet you in person." Their greeting was warm and genuine, and just like that, the tension washed away. They stepped into the gallery, and Fiona was immediately enveloped by the atmosphere filled with vibrant art pieces. "This place is amazing," Maya exclaimed, pulling Fiona along. "Come on, let's check it out." As they moved through the gallery, the two women got lost in conversation, diving deeper into their lives, dreams, and perspectives on art. It was refreshing for Fiona to share so openly, and she found that Maya's humor highlighted her naturally reserved personality. They even playfully debated the meanings behind a few abstract works, turning serious art critiques into laughter. Halfway through the exhibit, Maya grabbed Fiona's hand, pulling her towards the interactive section. This is the best part. Trust me. Fiona raised an eyebrow as they stepped into a colorful room filled with lines of tape on the floor, inviting visitors to create their own patterns. What do we do? She laughed. Let's create a masterpiece together. Maya replied, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. Fiona couldn't help but smile as they grabbed rolls of tape, letting their imaginations run wild. They created a chaotic yet whimsical design, laughing as they twisted and turned, trying to outdo each other's ideas. As the afternoon progressed, the playful atmosphere made Fiona think that even without the pressure of flirtation, there was a spark between them. The connection felt real, warm, genuine, and filled with camaraderie. As they finished their artwork, Maya stepped back, admiring their creation. Look at that. I think we might be professionals now, she declared with a mischievous grin. I'm sure the art world is shaking in its boots. Fiona chuckled, her heart swelling with joy. When they left the interactive room, they stopped by a nearby cafe for coffee and pastries. Sitting across from one another, they continued to delve into deeper conversations, sharing their struggles and fears, and celebrating their quirks. Maya leaned forward, her expression candid. You know, I didn't expect to connect with you like this. It's rare to find someone who gets it, she said, her tone sincere. Fiona felt a tingle at hearing that, wishing she could say the same about her own feelings. I'm really glad we met, she admitted softly. Their eyes locked, and Fiona felt a warmth spreading through her, an undeniable spark that hinted there could be something more than friendship. But as quickly as the thought bloomed, doubt crept in. What if Maya was simply being friendly? As if sensing her turmoil, Maya suddenly grinned. Okay, we need to take a picture of our masterpiece before we go. This is a big deal. Fiona laughed again and they both leaned in, pressing their cheeks together for the photo. The joy they shared was evident. Here they were, two women having the time of their lives together. Now this is going to be one for the scrapbook, Maya said, holding up her phone triumphantly. As the day turned to dusk, they promised to meet again soon, and as they parted ways, Fiona couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just an adventure. It was the beginning of something wonderfully unexpected. Back at home, she found herself still smiling as she backed up her phone, waiting for Maya's follow-up message. When it finally came through, Fiona hurriedly glanced at her screen. I had such a good time today. Let's do this again soon. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Fiona's heart raced again. A good time? It made her wonder, was it possible that this connection could lead to something more profound than friendship? Fiona couldn't contain the smile that spread across her face as she read Maya's message. The playful banter they had shared during their outing danced in her mind, and she felt a rush of warmth at the prospect of seeing Maya again. With a deep breath, she quickly typed back, I had a great time too. Let's definitely do it again. What about next weekend? Maybe we can explore that new indie cafe I've wanted to check out? Maya responded almost immediately, her enthusiasm palpable through the screen. Yes. Let's do it. I've heard their pastries are to die for. As the week rolled on, Fiona found herself looking forward to her upcoming Saturday with Maya. The anticipation filled her with a giddy energy that she hadn't felt in a long time. Each interaction with Maya seemed to bring something new, the light-hearted texts during the day, the shared inside jokes, it all felt so effortless. The following weekend arrived in a flurry of nervous excitement. Fiona spent extra time picking out an outfit, wanting to strike the perfect balance between casual and put together. She opted for a soft, flowing blouse and her favorite jeans, confidence bolstered by the knowledge that she was finally stepping outside her comfort zone. When Fiona reached the indie cafe, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee wrapped around her like a warm hug. She spotted Maya immediately, her smile radiant as she waved from across the room. Hey, look at you! Maya exclaimed, her eyes bright as she approached. You look amazing. Seriously, where's this stylish persona coming from? Fiona blushed, the compliment filling her with a rush of warmth. It's all smoke and mirrors, really. I just wanted to put in a little effort today, she said, feeling lighthearted and grateful for Maya's presence. Their conversation flowed easily as they sipped their drinks and shared pastries that exceeded all expectations. They shared more stories, laughed at mishaps from their respective childhoods, and compared their favorite books while seated at a small table surrounded by eclectic decor. As they wrapped up their cafe excursion, Maya leaned back in her chair and sighed contentedly. Today was perfect. Honestly, I feel so comfortable around you. Fiona's stomach did a flip at Maya's words. I feel the same way, she said slowly, searching for a way to express what she was really feeling. I didn't expect to click with someone like this. It's new, but nice. Maya's expression softened. Yeah, it's nice. Really nice. For a moment, they gazed at each other, the atmosphere thick with unspoken feelings. The spark that had ignited during their first encounter flickered back to life, pulsating between them, and Fiona felt a surge of courage. Maya, she began, her heart pounding. She took a breath, unsure of how to articulate the feelings swirling inside her. I feel like there's something more here. It's not just friendship for me. I really enjoy spending time with you, and I can't help but feel drawn to you. Maya's eyes widened slightly, and for an instant, silence enveloped them. Then, a soft smile broke across Maya's face, lighting up her features. I'm so glad you said that. I was starting to wonder if I was imagining it. Fiona's heart soared. Really? Absolutely. I felt this instant connection from our very first text. I didn't want to assume, but I'd been hoping we could explore something more, Maya admitted, her voice low and sincere. Fiona's joy surged within her, her nervousness transforming into excitement. I'd love that. I know it might be a bit unexpected, but I want to see where this could go. Maya's smile widened, and in a bold move, she reached across the table, taking Fiona's hand in hers. The gesture sent a delightful shiver down Fiona's spine. Let's take it slow, but I'm thrilled we're on the same page, Maya said earnestly, squeezing Fiona's hand gently. They spent the rest of their afternoon walking through a nearby park, their fingers intertwined as they discussed future outings, dreams, and their unfiltered thoughts on life. Fiona found herself enthralled by Maya's stories, her laughter vibrant against the backdrop of chirping birds and rustling leaves. Every shared laugh tightened the bond that was forming, every flirty smile sent ripples of dare through Fiona's heart. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the trees, they paused by a small bridge, the tranquil water glistening below. It felt almost like a scene out of a movie, one that suggested the possibility of something wonderful. Fiona, Maya began, her voice soft. I know this is new, but I can already tell you're someone I want to spend more time with. I don't want to rush anything, but I'm really excited about where this could lead. Fiona nodded, heart racing. Me too, Maya. I've never connected with anyone like this before, it feels special. Maya moved closer, their hands still clasped together. Then let's keep exploring this bond. I'd really like to see how it unfolds. Fiona's heart swelled, her earlier reservations melting away. I would love that. With that, they both leaned in and shared a brief, sweet hug, feeling an overwhelming sense of promise for what lay ahead. In that moment, under the soft whisper of the evening breeze, Fiona knew that this accidental text had changed the course of both their lives. As they parted ways that evening after exchanging a few playful texts about their next adventure together, Fiona felt a sense of hope and anticipation bubbling up inside her, the kind that comes from embracing something new and unknown, yet deeply fulfilling. The future felt bright, and she couldn't wait to see what it would bring.